welcome back to the channel. Well, today, as the heading of the video is probably going to say, I haven't typed in the heading yet because I haven't recorded the video, something along the lines of what is Freemasonry. Now, word of warning, if you're precious, tune out now. This is probably going to upset a few people. That could be good, that could be bad. It'll probably make a few people happy. Who knows, we'll find out. All I will say is, make some popcorn, kick back, read the comments, because the content of the video is only part of it. The comments on what people are going to say is probably the other half of it. The entertaining side of it anyway, let's just say that. So, what is Freemasonry? Isn't that a hard thing to talk about? Not really. Well, I can start off by telling you what it isn't. What it not is, what it isn't. Me, English not working today. Good day to start a video. So what is Freemasonry? Well, I'll tell you what I don't think it is. I don't think it's a boardroom meeting. And that will go into another video as well, where we're talking about what the issues with Freemasonry are. But it's not a board meeting. And to explain what Freemasonry is, I should give you a bit of a gist of what happens in a Masonic lodge. We go to lodge, we open up, we do business, sometimes we do ritual, sometimes we do lectures, and then we close. That's a board meeting. Particularly when you've got no ritual work to do and no lectures to give. Then you're just opening a lodge, doing business and closing. That's not Freemasonry, and honestly the real Freemasonry work doesn't happen in a lodge anyway. And if you're going to a lodge and it is just opening and doing business and closing, that's not Freemasonry. That's just administration. That is a board meeting. Imagine a preacher getting up on stage in a church, in front of the altar. That sounds better. Imagine a preacher getting up to the altar every Sunday and then talking to his followers. Well, we've had X amount of money coming in, we had to pay X amount of money in bills, I received this email from some random church. That is all. See you next week. I don't think that's going to cut the mustard, because that's not going to church, is it? Well, that's not Freemasonry either, but that's what happens in some lodges. They just open, they do business, and they close. But we'll talk about that another time. If there's ritual work to do, well, what is ritual? Well, ritual is if someone's being initiated, passed, or raised. So if someone's being initiated, it means they're being admitted into the lodge. If they're being passed, it means they're being passed to the 2nd degree. And then raised if they're doing the 3rd degree. Now, I'm not about to give away all Masonic secrets in these videos. Not going to happen. Yes, I'm a Freemason. Yes, I'm obligated. So I'm not going to tell you any secrets, but I could give you the gist of things, right? And there's a lot of information online anyway. If someone wanted to read the ritual, they just have to Google it. And there are some rituals online. Not the same rituals that we use. Well, most lodges don't use them anyway. But it gives people a bit of a gist of what's in there. So that's a ritual work. Initiating, passing, and raising. And then a lecture. Well, a lecture is no different to a priest getting up on the altar. Not up on the altar. Up to the altar. It might be a bit awkward if your priest is getting on the altar. You may want to consider changing churches. I don't think there's much sanity left there. But if he's getting behind the altar, and he's doing what? He'll be reading out a bit of scripture as a reminder. Sorry, had to think for a second there. I'll behave. I'm not out here for the hardcore writing. I'm out here just to do a video and chill. So I'll behave. So he'll get up and he'll read a bit of scripture to remind people and to give some meaning behind what it is. Well, that's what a lecture is. A lecture is reminding the brethren, that's what we call each other, brethren, of what we're meant to be doing. Not in lodge, but in the real world. So Freemasonry is really Gnostic. That's all it is. It's Gnostic teachings. They're secret teachings, yes, but they're Gnostic teachings. You can find them everywhere else, any Gnostic place, really. They're Gnostic teachings. We have our own symbols and allegory to disguise things, but it's Gnostic teachings. We are literally telling you that in the ritual. And I'm not going to go too far into that because there'll be another video. I will try to keep these short, but let's be honest, anyone that's watching this and has seen some of my other channels, they're never really short videos. But yeah, Freemasonry is Gnostic. And we're just teaching you how to be. better. How to get the most out of yourself and your life. That's really the gist of it without going into details. And that is in the ritual. And any Mason, any Freemason that has read the ritual and understands the ritual will see that and go, yeah, that's what we're doing. It's in the motto for UTLQ, making good men better. And we'll do a video on that, believe me. It's Gnostic. We're teaching you to be better. So all this stuff where you have these pretend Masons online saying they were a 33rd degree Mason and they had to drink blood out of a skull. No, you didn't. You weren't a Freemason. And they talk about this ritual and you've got to worship Satan and all that kind of... No, you don't. That's the equivalent of me turning around and saying, well, I joined a Catholic church and for me to be a member I had to be baptized in a bath of blood of my enemies. No one's going to believe that. Why? Because anyone can walk into a church and see for themselves. But these people take advantage that not anyone can walk into a Masonic lodge and see for themselves. So they come up with this horseplay. So it's just a load of bollocks, to be honest with you. There's no drinking blood out of a skull, there's no Satanism, there's none of that. And really, if you want me to get into what's really going on, you'd have to be a member of either the Gnostic study group that we run or a separate order. But there's no satanic stuff in there. None of that stuff. No drinking blood out of a skull, no selling your soul to the devil or any of that kind of stuff. It would definitely make it more interesting. There's no goats. I know. Spoiler alert, there's no goats in the ritual. I was rather upset when I was initiated because I went out and bought 4 goats. Had nothing to do with them. If you believe me saying that, you probably shouldn't be watching this video. So, that's Freemasonry. Freemasonry is Gnostic. We're teaching people how to be better, how to get more out of their life. Be smarter about things. That's about all I'm going to say about it. I'm not going to go into depth on what the ritual is because I'm not going to do anything against my obligation. And I don't need to explain Freemasonry, to be bluntly honest with you. And anyone that wants to read the ritual, well, pick up the ritual book if you're a Freemason and read it. If you're not a Freemason, it's online. There's heaps of... I wouldn't say there's heaps, but there are a few different rituals online that are somewhat similar to what you may go through. Yeah, I'll be nice. I'm not going to kick up dirt on someone jogging. If they were a cyclist, on the other hand, I'll be nice. What was I saying? Shiny thing. Forgot. So, yeah, we're not going to go through all that, but you can find some of the ritual. And there's nothing... Reading the ritual is nothing like going through the ritual. Now, my lodge, I am a Mason, and my Mother Lodge is what we call it, and Mother Lodge is just the lodge that you're initiated into. So my Mother Lodge, we do Scottish working. So I'm in Queensland, so my lodge is under the United Grand Lodge of Queensland, and we can go into all that kind of stuff at a later date, I guess, or maybe now, who knows. Who knows where this video is going to go? Definitely not me. And we do Scottish working ritual, and that may seem crazy to people in other states of Australia where it's only the one ritual. Well, in Queensland, we're a little bit backwards. Oh, sorry, I behave. We're not backwards. We're open-minded. Is that the polite way of saying backwards? Did I just mock myself, my entire state? So we have Scottish working lodges. We obviously have a UGLQ working lodge, which for people overseas, if the one person watching this video is overseas, there's the English working ritual from the United Grand Lodge of England, and in Australia we've adopted that, and it falls under the United Grand Lodge of whatever state you're in. So every state in the country has the UGL enter state initial here working ritual. So it's all the same. They all wear the same aprons, white and blue, and they all perform the same ritual. In Queensland, because we're different, we have a UGLQ ritual, which is the same. You can go to any state in Australia, you'll see the same thing, same word set. But we also have Scottish working lodges and Irish. So that means the ritual is different. And you can go from one Scottish lodge to another and see a completely different ritual. And it freaks people out when they come over to Australia, or they've travelled interstate and they come visit a Scottish working lodge. They sit there going, what the heck is going on? Don't worry, half the brethren in the room from that lodge is doing the same thing. I like the Scottish ritual. It's longer. Some may say it's longer because we're a little bit thicker and it takes more explaining. I'm not going to argue anything. But it is very good. I love the Scottish ritual. It does go into detail. There's a lot of story in it, which is brilliant. My helmet is fogging up. I can't really see much in front of me. That's right. I'll ride Braille. So yeah, we do a Scottish working ritual, which I love, and there's a lot of detail in it, which is brilliant. So yeah, there are different types of rituals, and if you go to another country, they may be doing a version of the English ritual. And when they challenge you, so we do have secret handshakes, yes, there are passwords, yes, I'm not going to tell you. And we can identify each other by that. Just shake a brother's hand and say a couple of words and we can verify. Some countries will challenge you in a different way. The words are the same, the process is sort of the same, the meaning's the same though. It might be out of sequence to what you're used to, but the meaning's still there. But because the teachings are universally the same, doesn't matter what version of the ritual you're doing, the meaning's the same. So we can always identify a brother regardless of the ritual. We can go to a country where they don't speak English and watch them initiate someone and we know what they're doing even though we can't understand the damn word they're saying. That's the beauty of it. So that is Freemasonry. It is brotherhood. It isn't religious. It is not satanic and not getting you to drink blood out of a skull. I apologise if that's why you joined. Are there fake lodges out there? Yes. Are there, just like there's the Illuminati on Facebook, and you can join them, and I'm sure you just have to pay them something, some stupid amount of money to join the Illuminati. No, I mean, there are fake Masonic lodges out there, there's fake Grand Lodges out there, and they might be doing some wacky stuff, but real, true Freemasonry is not what you've been told. It's not what you hear online when you have these whack jobs getting up saying, I joined Freemasonry and drank blood out of a skull. You did not. Maybe went on an acid trip, sure as heck didn't join a real Masonic lodge, and most definitely didn't make it to the 33rd degree. So that is Freemasonry. That's my opinion anyway, right? And everyone's got an opinion. But that's what I've found based on all of my research, and I do a lot of research, and I think I'm pretty good at research. I've read all the ritual from Australia for the different craft lodges and all the ritual from around the world for all the different types of lodges. So I've got a pretty good context of the different rituals from around the world, from different ages as well. So my quest has always been trying to find the oldest ritual I possibly can and read it and understand it and interpret it. And then I've also read pretty much all the ritual for all the different orders within Freemasonry, and then other societies outside of Freemasonry. So I think I've got a pretty good grasp on what Freemasonry is and what it isn't. There are, when I say other orders in Freemasonry, man, this video is going to go longer than expected, isn't it? So in Freemasonry you've got Blue Lodge or Craft Lodge, whatever you want to call it, and that is your 3 degrees. So your first degree, second degree, third degree. So Entered Apprentice is your first degree, Fellow Craft is your second degree, and then Master Mason is your third. Each one of those you have a different secret word. It's not even a secret word, it's just a word that we refer to as the, well, let's say it to get the conspiracy theories going, the all-seeing eye. Oh, apparently I chose the wrong gear. Yeah, and I can say that because it's not a secret. It's all over the place. In the first degree, we refer to the great architect of the universe. In the second degree, the grand geometrician. In the third degree, the most high. Anyone that reads the Bible, man, me, words today, no. Anyone that reads the Bible will know the reference to the most high. Doesn't mean we're religion. So they're your 3 degrees. And then you've got orders. The highest you can get in Freemasonry, oh, this guy's being nice to me, thank you. The highest you can get in Freemasonry is the 3rd degree. That is it. That's as high as you get. You can become the worshipful master of your lodge, and that's still the same. I mean, there is a little bit of a secret in that degree, but the highest you get really is 3rd degree, Master Mason. And then you've got options to go join some side orders. So you're not moving up, you're moving sideways. And that's where you can join the Scottish Rite. You can go do the 33rd degree. Well, that's not true either. They do it in blocks. Well, here in Australia, the way that it works, and there's 2 different ways you can go about it, but you essentially do your 18th degree, and the other degrees are conferred upon you. And then after 3 to 5 years, depending on the way that you're going through this, you can then go and do your 30th degree. And then wait another 3 to 5 years, and then you can do your 31st, and same again, bit of a delay, then your 32nd, and that is it. There is only 32 degrees that you can actually do. The 33rd is conferred upon you if you're doing good things for Freemasonry. Now, I've read all the ritual for all of those, and I started my journey on all of that, and I left. I actually left all the other orders that I was in, because I just wanted to focus on Freemasonry and my Gnostic school and the real down-to-earth teachings. There is nothing satanic in either of them. Bear with me a second, I'm just going to have to open my helmet up. Yeah, so there's nothing satanic happening in any of those. Spoiler alert, I know, I'm sorry. But then we've got the Royal Arch, and there's a number of degrees in there. There's actually more than 32 degrees. There's hundreds of them in Freemasonry with all these different side orders. If you're going to, yeah, well, you should be considering each one as a degree. Royal Arch, if you're a new Mason, I would say have a look at new Master Mason, that is, because you have to be a Master Mason to join these side orders. Have a look at the Mark degree. The Mark degree is a really interesting one. I did enjoy it, and there's 2 options to sort of do that Mark degree. But the story continues. It's worthwhile doing, and it is definitely a degree I think you should be doing before you become the worshipful master of a lodge. My opinion, could be wrong. I'm always wrong. I'm married. I know I'm always wrong. Worthwhile having a look at though. But yeah, so I've read a lot of ritual and a lot of esoteric stuff as well. Don't get scared by esoteric. Anything secret teaching is esoteric. The church has esoteric teachings. It's well documented. They've got 3 degrees. Well documented. So read a lot of Pythagoras, a lot of the Egyptian text, Sumerian text. Just a lot of, if the information's out there, I can tell you I've probably read it. I kind of geeked out a little bit. So there's a lot of different paths you can take in Freemasonry as well, but Craft Lodge is all we're really talking about today, and well, I've just explained it, the 3 degrees. So Freemasonry is Gnostic. We're teaching you how to get the most out of yourself and essentially not be a douche. That's really the secret. It's a secret to life, really. Don't be a douche. It's not hard. For some people it is hard, but for me, maybe it's really, really hard. But that's the secret. So that's it. We'll stop this video here, and I'll try not to crash around corners. And I'll see you on the next video. I'll probably do a couple of videos today because this is a somewhat new channel, Masonica. So Masonica, I'll do a separate video on how Masonica came about and all that kind of stuff. But if you are a Freemason, and I can verify you're a legitimate Freemason, you can have access to Masonica for free to read all the different lectures and stuff on the website that's hidden behind. But that's all it really is. It's there to sort of connect Freemasonry again and bring it back to its old glory days. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully I didn't bore you too much. I'll see you on the next video.